Growing up in this dusty little town in the Midwest, I never thought my life would turn into one of those wild family dramas you see on TV. But here we are, and let me tell you, it all started with a spilled coffee tray and a glare that could have frozen hell over. I was Emma Hayes, just 21, scrubbing through shifts at Heart Mechanics, this old gear factory owned by some distant billionaire, where the foreman's idea of motivation was barking orders like a junkyard dog, and the office folks treated me like I was yesterday's trash because, well, orphans like me didn't fit their polished world. I'd bite my tongue, haul those lunch trays into the shiny conference room, only to hear snickers. Look at her, grease monkey in thrift store jeans, thinks she's people. And I'd bow my head, pretending it didn't sting, but deep down, it burned. That constant reminder I was nobody's priority, raised by Maria, my adoptive mom, a retired nurse who'd scraped by to give me a roof, but never quite filled the hole of not knowing where I came from. It was one of those gray mornings when Benjamin Hart himself rolled up in his sleek black SUV. The big boss, widowed tycoon who'd built an empire on engines and parts. But everyone whispered about how he'd shattered after his daughter Sophia vanished 15 years back, snatched from a playground while he blinked. He was striding through the factory floor, cane tapping like a countdown, when our eyes locked. I was mid-tray delivery, ponytail swinging, no frills, just me in my faded overalls smelling like oil and sweat, and he froze, like he'd seen a ghost rising from the machines. His face went pale, that expensive suit suddenly looking too heavy on his shoulders, and I felt this weird pull, but I shrugged it off, set the tray down with a clink, and slipped back to my station, ignoring the foreman's scoff. Don't flatter yourself, kid, mister. Hart's got better things than staring at strays like you. The teasing ramped up after that. Oh man, it was relentless. Vanessa from accounting, with her perfect blowout and designer heels, leaning over her desk as I passed, her voice dripping honeyed venom. Sweetie, you reek of desperation. This isn't a charity ball. Go back to your bolts and nuts where you belong. I'd clench my jaw, force a steady breath, and hit back soft but sharp. At least I'm earning my keep. What about you, just pushing papers and judgments? The room would hush for a beat, her fake smile cracking, and I'd walk out, head high. But inside, it gnawed at me, that insecurity bubbling up, wondering why I always had to fight just to exist. Maria noticed it too, her hands trembling more lately as she brewed tea in our cramped apartment, her eyes shadowed with worry she'd never voice. She'd found me as a baby, bundled near the hospital where she worked nights. No note, no family, just a tiny bracelet with an H etched on it. And she'd raised me like her own, but those gaps in her stories, they haunted me on quiet nights. Benjamin couldn't shake it either. He'd lost Sophia to what he thought was a random kidnapping, but it had wrecked him, turned him into a man who visited his factories yearly, chasing shadows, hoping for a miracle. Seeing me tilt my head just like she used to, those cheekbones mirroring his late wife's, it hit him like a freight train. He pocketed a doodle pad I'd dropped, filled with my sketches of wildflowers. Yeah, the same one Sophia drew as a kid, and called his lawyer buddy, Tom, whispering hoarsely, "Dig into her, Tom. Emma Hayes, start yesterday." The factory buzzed with his repeated visits, the foreman, Mr. Jenkins, a bully built on insecurity from years of being overlooked for promotions, snapping at me to hide in the noisy back corners. "You're stirring up crap, girl. Hart's here cause of your sad sack face. Probably thinks you're angling for petty cash. Stay invisible or you're gone." I'd nod, swallow the lump. But a coworker, this wiry guy with a perpetual sneer born from his own dead-end life, leaned in close. "Heard you're playing the lost puppy card. Think that'll get you out of this dump? Pathetic." I'd straighten, meet his eyes. "I don't play games. I work, unlike some who just whine." Whispers turned to threats soon enough. An anonymous note under our door. "Back off, Hart, or regret it." And I felt that chill, tucking it away next to a wilted flower a neighborhood kid had given me, a rare spark of kindness in the storm. Maria unraveled a bit, her health fading from years of overwork, clutching my hand. "Stay clear, Emma. I can't lose you too." Her voice cracking with unspoken fears tied to that night she found me. Up in his glass tower overlooking the city, Benjamin pored over Tom's findings. Abandoned baby, no birth records, raised by Maria Lane, and a photo from her old files, me as a toddler in a lace dress, held by a woman who looked eerily like his Margaret. His hands shook. It's her, Tom. My Sophia. But the DNA prelims confirmed it. 98% match, and rage boiled as deeper digs revealed his brother Victor's hand. 15 years ago, Victor, jealous of Benjamin's control over Hart Industries, had orchestrated the snatch, paying off a nurse to dump the kid far away, all to inherit the empire unchallenged. The climax hit like thunder. Benjamin stormed the factory floor, cane slamming. Emma Hayes. I wiped my hands, walked over steady, heart pounding. Yes, sir? He choked out. You're my daughter, Sophia, and Jenkins butted in, red-faced from his own greed-fueled loyalty to Victor. Don't buy it, Mr. Hart. She's conning you for a slice of the pie. Benjamin's eyes blazed. Enough. You're fired, and so's anyone who enabled this rot. The boardroom showdown was electric, Victor smirking at the head. Brother, this factory rat's a joke. You're delusional, letting her tear down what we built. But Benjamin laid out the evidence. DNA sealed, Victor's payoffs exposed. You stole my family for power? My own blood. Victor's face crumpled, cops hauling him out as he spat. You always had everything. I deserved it. Vanessa and her cronies faced the fallout too. Her cruel emails leaked online, sponsorships yanked, her scrambling. It was just jokes. But the press conference sealed it, flashes popping as Benjamin announced me as Sophia Hart. Maria honored as my savior, tears streaming. Forgive me for the years lost. And I squeezed his arm, whispering, we're starting now. In the end, I walked out of that factory for good, sun rising over the town. A neighbor who'd mocked me before mumbling, sorry, didn't know. And I nodded, feeling that weight lift. But here's the thing that still twists me up. Victor's in prison, justice served. Yet part of me wonders if family ties should have softened the blow. Or if Maria's secrets, holding back to protect me, crossed into deception. Was it all worth the scars, or does blood really trump everything? Man, life's messy like that. If this hits home, smash that like button, drop a comment. What would you do in my shoes? Forgive the brother, cut ties forever, or something in between. Share your take on family betrayals or community judgments. It keeps these stories alive. Subscribe for more real talk tales. You never know when one might mirror your own.